So I flew it back to Louisiana. I've always wanted a bait that looked like a dying or dead bluegill, so I decided to make one. All I had was this rasp and a Dremel, really, and a handsaw. I used the handsaw to cut a 2x4 about 2.5 inches, and I used this rasp to sand it all, or just rasp it all down. Trying to get a good shape for it. I think I got a fairly decent shape going. And then I hit it with a Dremel to get some details in. I got some scales, the fins, etc., etc. But I recently got some polycarbonate, so I'm going to just start making the fins out of that. I think it'll look a lot better. That's the bait after I hit it with the Dremel. I got all the fins and scales and everything in, and then I did some light sanding over everything because it was looking a little rough. And then I used a pen to draw in some of the better details that needed to stick out a little bit more, and then I cut it in half to make it kind of like a swim or a glide bait. That's the first bait I ever made, so I really had no clue what I was doing other than what I've seen on YouTube. And now those are the joints for the middle. I wish I made them a little bit smaller, but like I said, it's my first bait, and it's kind of hard to do it. And then I hit it with this paint right here, trying to make it look like a pumpkin seed. I liked the paint a lot. Those red eyes are just painted on. When I first used it, they fell off, and then I clear coated the whole thing, paint and all. I really liked it. It was turning out really good. That orange also glows in the dark. And then I knew I wasn't going to catch anything in Jersey on it, so I flew it back to Louisiana. I had to go with a big bass lure. First spot I tried out was on Caney Lake. That's where all the biggest bass, most of the biggest bass are caught in Louisiana, but I fished there a few times before. I never really caught much of anything except for a couple of 4-pounders. I've never caught a small bass, but I haven't caught many bass. I casted it so much right there on that dock. I was kind of happy with the way it was swimming like this, and because it kind of, it looks like a dead bluegill trying to swim away. I kept casting. I cast so much. I fished around this dock for probably 4 or 5 hours and didn't catch nothing. And then I decided to go to this little creek I knew about. I love this place. It's so beautiful. And I think I caught 4 or 5 bass off of it. One on the first, that was right there. I caught that one on the first cast. It was awesome. And then I snagged it in about 7 different trees and had to go swimming 10 different times. But yeah, and then I flew it back to Jersey and put some weights in it. I was a lot happy with this. I like the way it swims a lot more and the way it just stands straight up in the water. I think it looks really good.